Hey everybody, Where to Next Podcast 12 with Casey Currie. I am here with Kyle Chandler once again. Thank you so much for joining in on the podcast. And so today we're going to, talk about Casey Currie Motorsports and all we've had going on this year with the terrible blank in our podcast schedule. We are wrapping up where we've been. So I want to start. We basically, Mint 400, raced Trophy Jeep. We raced the morning race this year, which to me is amazing. You get to finish earlier in the day. You're not racing the night, and the course isn't so chewed up. But, man, we had a blast. We've been working a lot with Fox Shocks on the Trophy Jeep. We made some big changes to the car, and the thing is just an absolute blast to drive. But at the Mint, we were hauling butt. We had one issue. We had a pulley, basically a pulley break, and luckily I had a spare in the car. It took us about 15 minutes to change it. But around that, we got it fixed out on the trail, or out on the race course, and yeah, we just hammered down and got it to the finish line. And literally, the Trophy Jeep is just running so well right now. It's like the most amount of fun you could have because 850 horsepower, four-wheel drive. 55% weight in the back, 45 in the front. And yeah, man, the thing, it's just a ripper. So obviously all the driving that we do for doing stunts and goofing off, like it really helps being able to get that thing thrown around. So a lot of fun. So from the Mint 400, after we took the win there, we flew over to Abu Dhabi. We raced Can-Am in the Dakar Rally Series. This would be my second race my first race after Dakar. I was ready to quit after just having a terrible experience in the car with navigation. And, I got a co-driver for Abu Dhabi that I had last year for an event in Peru.
Yeah, the Inca Rally.
And, the Inca Rally. And, dude, we just had a blast. We went out there and the goal is to have fun and just get the groove back in. So we went out there and I won day one, lost day two, and then ended up playing battle all the way to the end. So after 5 days of racing, I think I won by 46 seconds.
Yeah, it was super close.
Yeah, it was gnarly and stressful because on the last day, we did 2-minute intervals. So I started 2 minutes behind him, and I wasn't catching him like I wanted to. And I was the rally is all about strategy, and there's all kinds of ways to strategize a rally. And I thought I was pushing faster than I was in the beginning, and then I had a plan. I knew where my competitor would fade, and I knew where he would drive slow. Certain ways the wind blows does some funky things at the sand dunes. And literally I pushed hard in the beginning. I didn't catch him, so we took I didn't take a break, but I basically regrouped myself as far as what I wanted to strategize for the last 150 kilometers, and we did a hard attack in the steep short dunes, which means like they're very, very soft at the bottom. You really have to be aggressive to get over them quick, and we ended up catching them 60 kilometers from the finish. And once we caught him, then we knew we had the overall lead. Because we had a 2-minute gap.
Well, the crazy thing on that too, though, was you guys were probably 10 hours ahead of third place by how that rally formed.
So the rally, there's so much that goes in a rally. So there's 40 competitors in the class, but just like anything else, racing one day is, don't get me wrong, now a lot of fun, right? You go to Baja, no matter what, a bad day or good day, you're going home. You got a month, 2 month to regroup and get your things figured out, but in rally, no matter what, you got to wake up the next day and be 100% ready to go. You got to, want to attack again. You could have the worst day, crash the car, get in a fight with your navigator, be upset, have a tummy ache, whatever you got going on, and you just got to regroup and make it happen. So 5 days of attacking is a lot of fun. We learned a lot, and then we won there. So I think I'm the first American to win the Abu Dhabi Rally Challenge, and we got to stay in a insanely nice hotel in the Abu Dhabi sand dunes, and it was cool. We finished in Abu Dhabi, right next to Dubai, at the Formula One racetrack, and ended up meeting some amazing people around Dubai and Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, it was World Rallycross.
Yeah,
the same weekend, so it was just a bunch of our own Monster Athlete teammates were there. Like, crazy how it all, small world type thing.
Yeah, traveling around the world, and we end up getting to hang out with friends that I haven't seen in a while just due to schedule. So a lot of fun. Like, if you ever get the opportunity, I think everyone needs to go to Abu Dhabi. It's a unique place. It's beautiful, and the sand dunes are very interesting. And that's the hardest thing to explain about rally is everything we're driving over there is nothing like we have in Baja, nothing like we have in the States. I would say, like, I don't know, Glamis is fun. Dumont is steep and very, very short, but it's like combining the two of those for like hundreds of miles. And it's so different that you have to learn the way the wind blows, where the coast is, you know, where the nearest mountain range is, which way is the wind blowing, which way is the sun hitting the sand dunes. Are you going to fall off the dune? Are you going to climb up the vertical side? Or is there witch eyes? How big of witch eyes are there? Where are they forming? Like, there's so much to sand that it's freaking crazy. So luckily I grew up driving Jeeps, and it was sketchy as hell my whole life. And you get into Can-Am, and everything's easier than a Jeep in the sand dunes. So that was fun. But yeah, so after
how did getting that trophy back work out?
Oh yeah, shoot, did I ruin that? I got these badass trophies. We got these literally all glass trophies, and I thought I did a good job wrapping it. So I finished, by the way, I've actually won my class. I won the side by side class, and I actually finished 4th overall. So 4th or 5th?
I think 4th overall.
Yeah, I think 4th overall. So only 3, like 2 minis and a Toyota beat me, I think, something like that. Peugeot, a Mini and a Peugeot, and I think a Toyota beat me. So we were, it's cool. So we got 2 trophies and trying to bring them home. They came in radical cases. Well, they didn't make it. So I got like an engraving of first place, and that all the glasses shattered.
Get home to open your bags, and you just got a pile of glass in your bag instead.
Yeah, that sucked. So now I got glued together trophies. I kind of pieced them together. So no, that was fun. So then for the Baja 500, obviously we switched plans. We were full steam ahead. We were going to race a trophy Jeep, and I decided to do some rewiring. I had James Lynn rewire my trophy Jeep. We wanted to get some data acquisition stuff. Obviously now the whole Currie Enterprise deal, we just wanted to learn more about the rear ends, temperatures, torque, tire pressures, brake pressures, and just really dissect what's going on in a trophy truck for horsepower, torque, and shear on the gear. So we rewired it, and just things weren't lining up how I wanted them to, and I hate going underprepared. I have the things that I'm good at and things that I'm bad at, and obviously I have a ton going on, and I don't know, in my head I'm very organized and detailed, and I hate when things aren't going to plan, and it just wasn't working out. So I literally pulled the whole plug. Wanted to focus let James focus on what he was doing, and from there we decided to race a Can-Am. So we had a Can-Am already ready to go. Didn't need much, so we put it back together for racing. Last time I even drove that Can-Am was at King of the Hammers earlier this year, and we did a quick prep on it, and we had a blast. So let my brother do the start to race mile 250.
Which that was the first time for him doing that?
Yeah, first time. Normally I do the start to halfway, and then he'll do the second half. But I always get screwed. I don't know if you guys follow Baja, like it always seems to be rough in the beginning and smoother at the end. And this time I was like, screw it. Every single race you would come back and say how fun it is. And every time I get out, my kidneys hurt and my back hurts. So I was like, nah, this time I'm just going to let him do it. So we always switch. We don't get to drive and test enough just because of our schedules. And, just like everybody, we want to win the Baja 1000. That's what we're going for, is to win the Baja 1000. So the reason I don't do it alone is because I feel that hit the seat time for him is very valuable. I want him to be comfortable for the Baja 1000. I want him to be at 100% and not feeling scared because he hasn't driven it in 6 months. So with that, him driving there, then we'll do some testing. He does a good job. He's always done a good job. He takes care of the car. So it's good for us to work together. And, obviously he works his butt off around the shop and everywhere else. So to give him a little bonus of getting to drive is always epic. So we started off the 500. It was chaos in the beginning. They did a crazy start from Estero Beach. Not a big fan, but He ended up getting stuck in a gnarly bottleneck. Nothing he could do. He got around a crazy amount of people. We were fourth on the road. We got to K77. We were the fourth car on the road. We started 18th. We got down to Valley. Then they went out. They did the dry lake bed into going towards San Felipe, crossing Highway 5, and it was like 115 degrees outside. That car has never been ran in temperatures that hot, and we ended up having a radiator. Nothing went wrong, but it just got so hot that it ended up popping the fuse. So we popped one fuse, it fixed it within 5 minutes, and it popped again, and then it popped again, and it popped again. So we ended up finally my uncle was actually in his Jeep. We got to him and found some bigger fuses, and then from there, now we're like 45 minutes down, an hour down, and we basically just kept going. We kept going, got it to where I was at Mike's Sky Ranch. Now the temperature's cooling down. The sun was going down. And then Aaron Casada got in with me. We went and we did Mike's. And in Mike's, Aaron got gnarly car sick, to the point, not throwing up, but, I mean, he couldn't talk anymore, and he was holding it in for sure. So we got over to the beach, and Justin, one of my guys, got in with me, and we literally just drove to the finish line, no problems. It was chaotic. The last 25 miles was sketchy. It was super silty. Cars crashed all over the place and broken down because of how gnarly it was. So gnarly that they did not do it at the Ensenada 400 they just had. So, it was crazy. So we ended up, I think, finished 7th in class.
I think 7th.
And we had a great time. It was a great learning experience. We've never actually raced Can-Ams in Baja. The cars, dude, it's a stock Can-Am. I put a Fabworks cage on it. It's got CBR coolant radiator in the back, HCR arms. Fox did some tuning on the shocks. Ooh, that was fun. Fox tuned the shocks the day before the race and made the thing a ripper. So I'm super excited about those. But yeah, then I went and had Harmon made a fuel cell for it. We put Sparco seats in it, ran it, stock dash, stock, all the stock wiring, stock doors, they still open up. We drive them so often that I'm like scared to build a full blown race car because I just know how I am, and I'm gonna go over the top, and then it'll turn into a trophy truck for Can-Am. So we're just keeping it fun. So we got it back, and the car's still fine. We finished. It was a lot of fun, and definitely want to do it again. Want to do it more. We just got to figure out the schedules to make that happen. And I like racing the trophy Jeep. So with all the rally stuff going on, I feel that we're definitely racing Can-Ams enough. So we'll see what happens. And then last minute, we were supposed to go to Ridgecrest. We were going to do the Ultra 4 race. The plan was to race Ridgecrest against all the Ultra 4 guys and go out and have a blast and go run desert race, which we love to do. And last minute, Crandon and Ultra 4 announced that we're going to Crandon. And at first, I was like, I don't want to go. It's far. We haven't, everything's planned. So last minute, we'll never make it happen. Sure enough, my dad's buddy emails him saying, hey, we have a lake house. If you want to come, we can dial you in. And I was like, okay, that's a good sign. And I called Marty Fioca and the track, and they're like, oh, if you come, we'll get you a spot. I was like, okay, well, here we go. We got to go. So I called Paul Michelle, who helps prep the trophy Jeep, and was like, all right, change them all plans. I have 2 motors for the trophy Jeep. I got a big horsepower one and a small horsepower one. And I was like, I need you to switch the engines out, lower it down. We're going to Crandon. So he was already going with Brian Deegan. So we, last minute, I think a week before the event, we finally made the decision to go and
tested on Friday and shipped it out on Saturday with our crew.
I wasn't even in town. I told my brother, hey, load that thing on a trailer, drive out to the desert somewhere, drive it for 20 minutes and just make sure the brakes work and the wiring works. That was the first time we drove it with the new wiring. So I was like, just go drive it. I don't care what happens, if it jumps good or anything. We'll just go to Crandon and I'll do the rest from there. So we showed up to Crandon. Obviously, I hadn't driven the car since the Mint. We lowered it down, didn't test it. Just out of time, just this year, obviously, with everything going on, just out of time, not making excuses at all. So we just full send. And then sure enough, it rained, and we missed all but one practice session, which, whatever. And now everyone's fair game. So come to the race, and we're like, all right, here we go. Let's hammer down. And, dude, the thing was a rocket ship. first night we did like a full Ultra 4 track where we raced the full short course and then went out in the trees, which dude, I love racing in the trees. Kind of, it's fun. It's not fun because it's super dangerous and dusty and like you can't pass. So that sucks. It's just fun. I love driving in the trees. Once you're in the lead, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's fun when it's going right, but if something goes wrong in those trees, dude, it's gonna hurt.
It's gonna be bad. So yeah, that is true. I love it when you're it's always one of those deals, right? I won, and once I got to the lead, I was like, oh man, the trees are so much fun. But man, when I was second and third place and you can't see anything, you're like, dude, one tree hit and the whole front end's coming off the thing. And dude, they built a rock section that was they've been there for years, and you know there's some rocks that are big and some that are small. And I was like, all right, goal is I'm gonna do 3 laps. You know, it's all strategy. I'm a big guy about strategy. And I was like, all right, I'm going to push for 3 laps. After 3 laps, if I'm not winning or in the top 3, pull it off, save the car for, Crandon so I can go after the cup and get the ring. And literally went out there. I was running third. And chased down second, got him. I don't even remember who it was. I don't even remember who it was. Lauren Healy ran in the back of me. Somehow I got blamed that I moved over on him, even though I don't run mirrors. The spotter tower is literally on the opposite side of the turn. Can't even see that spot. And if you're going to say you have another spotter, you're going to be in a crowd full of people. So it's just a shitty situation to be in. I, obviously would never move over on anybody and been around Crandon enough that in my mind, if he was that much faster than me, technically he should have slingshotted me. If the way I would have done it would have been, he should have swapped to the outside, ran around me on the outside, and then he would have slingshotted around the next turn, the gravel pit, and he would have had a better line than me if the car was faster. So it is what it is. It's a shitty situation. That was not on purpose. We're all good. We already chatted about it. Just hear people on the internet saying other things. So funny to see other people's opinions when they weren't even at the race. So, but that, that's a bummer. But then Paul Horschel was leading.
Yeah, so you were running third for probably up until like the halfway point and got into second. And like he had a decent gap on you.
Well, there was gnarly confusion. There was a yellow, but then when you go yellow, they're supposed to go full bunch you up and then do a restart. Well, so I was just cruising around, and Paul Horschel never heard that there was yellow, so he gapped me. Well, then huge gap, to the point where I couldn't see him anymore, and then. So then they just went green. Well, obviously, there's nothing you can argue about. You're just got to go do what you got to do. So we pushed hard. There was another yellow. And this time I was like, screw it. I'm just going to race hard. And then we drove. I caught him. Not caught him. But now I was like, okay, I can see his dust slide in the trees. So then after that, I was like, all right, I'm full sending this thing. So once I caught up to him, I've obviously driven around Crandon many times, and they have not. So there were some lines that I had that I was doing good on. We got into the trees, and then once I could attack off his yellow light, we were able to literally drive up on him. And then I think he broke an axle, but we passed him. And then once I passed him, we put 45 seconds on him by the end of the race, and we had 4 minutes on third place, and we lapped everybody else. So the car was, dude, unbelievable. We had no problems. We didn't touch it. The thing was just a lot of fun. I've never bombed it in rocks like that before, and what a freaking blast, man. I absolutely love it. I wish I had more time to race more Ultra 4 events. Now I want to go to Reno because doing that, I'm like, okay, I need to go to Reno because it looks like a lot of fun. So bucket list, got to get that on the old calendar for 2020. Not going to happen this year with everything going on, but yeah, we had a blast. So come to Sunday's race. Dude, pulled a freaking ripper hole shot. Epic. Dude, the car was working. I felt super comfortable. Loved every minute of it. Was pulling away from the field. Everything was going good. And like I said, first time in the car with Motec. And the car was running hot. I was massaging the throttle, playing with the temperatures, and I hadn't at that moment fully understood all my parameters. And the car went into limp mode in turn 1. When I pulled off, there's a OK button. OK just eliminates the dash warning lights, and there's a PDM reset button. Once I hit that, car fired right off, and then was good to go. But whatever, I'm not making excuses. Pulled off and then went out and just drove around. I think I still finished 4th, but not a podium, not a win. But yeah, dude, I had a blast. I'm not making excuses. I had a freaking blast. Don't care. Finished 4th, big deal. Finished whatever. I don't care if I finished 10th. I don't even give a crap. Finished cars in perfect condition. super fun. RJ Anderson won the cup. That was awesome to see. Super pumped to see him get the W. He deserves it. And went and partied with RJ and drank out of the cup and ripped all the sleeves off all the shirts and shut the town down and then came home. So that was epic. So from there, I leave on Sunday for Abu Dhabi. I'm leaving for Morocco. Doing a 2-day test in Morocco, doing some photo shoots for the factory Can-Am team for 2020 Dakar. And then we're me and my new co-driver, Sean, who actually works for the Menzies full-time. Menzies were nice enough to allow him to come and partake in the rally stuff with myself, as long as I don't get in the way of their race schedule. But it's been super awesome. Sean and I have tested multiple times or trained together multiple times. So we now have a trainer between the two of us. His name is Jimmy Lewis. We're training with Andrew Short and Ricky Brabeck as well. Two very knowledgeable guys that have obviously made huge leap and bounds in rally racing. So it's been a lot of fun. We've learned a lot. We put our Can-Am through the test. We got a lot to learn, but we're excited. He's super good in the car. I don't need a co-driver that can get out and work on a car, even though he's a full mechanic. I need basically a babysitter, somebody that's going to calm me down and keep my head on straight, and he does a great job. So with that, we're excited to head into Morocco, and then from there get ourselves ready for 2020 Dakar. We're going to take everything we learned from Morocco, and then we'll lead it into some testing and development work in November, December. We got a lot of cool things happening, which we're going to do a full Dakar deal because to break this down, it's a lot. There's so much cool things and stressful things about Dakar that people just don't know about. So we'll go over that later. But getting ready for 2020 Dakar all November, all December, and then come Baja 1000. I'm racing the Trophy Jeep. We're going to run the Ultra 4 class. Represent the Ultra 4 deal. I love it. I wish more guys would come out and race. It's super fun in Baja. I love it. It's going to be a loop race this year. No information yet, so excited to see the course. Ready to be in Baja. The reason I love Baja so much, obviously I love driving my Jeeps. We love pre-running in Jeeps. I like taking my dad down there, getting him in a Jeep and just burning miles in and having a good time. We stay at nice hotels and, we try to have good stories and, just for us, we try to bring friends down that don't get to come down and we try to enjoy Baja. And then, we bring the Can-Ams down and then we go do them all in Can-Ams. So we love going fast in Can-Ams and really it's all about the stories. There's no other kind of racing. And even Dakar is business the whole time. There's no mullet involved. It's business all the time. Dude, for myself in going to Baja, you get to pre-run. Yes, pre-running is serious. Yes, you take badass notes. But, man, you're going to a hotel at night. You're getting to hang out with friends. There's no road books to go and have to study. So, to me, Baja is just, it's an unbelievable place. The people, the food. You're only 4 or 5 hours from home by car. And I just love everything about it. I love driving the Jeeps down there. I love the fact that the Jeeps that we take to Moab are the same Jeeps that we drive in Baja, and we love every bit of it. So after that, there's no more upcoming races for myself. They do want me to go to Portugal or not Portugal. They want me to go to Portugal once in December for a small rally, but we'll see how schedules look. And then rumor is they're going to do 2-day Baja rally. They call that a Baja rally. It's a 2 to 3 day rally. In Saudi Arabia, maybe in December. So we'll see how it goes. Right now, I'm just focused is Morocco, Baja 1000, training, get myself ready to go for Dakar. So rather than that, Kyle, you got anything?
No, we're all up to date on racing, I think.
So where to next? Thank you guys so much for listening. If you guys got any questions about racing or about what I got going on, dude, leave a message. Shoot me an email. Hit me up on a direct message. We love hearing everything. And, dude, I'm just trying to learn as much as I can. The goal with the podcast is obviously to get more information out and to kind of give more about what we have going on behind the scenes. There's so much going on that I got to do a better job at that. So if you guys want to hear more, hit me up. So podcast 12, Where to Next with Casey Currie. Thank you, Kyle. We'll see you guys soon. I'm Casey Currie. Thank you for watching. Now, comment below. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Subscribe right here. Watch more videos here. Thank you guys.